Liberia's first transfer of power from a democratically elected president to another in 7 decades took place on January 22, 2018, inaugurating Montserrat County Senator George Manawia as the successor of Africa's first elected female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. President Weah then mounted the podium, pronouncing that his government will work in the interest of the ordinary.
Together, we owe our citizens clarity on fundamental issues such as the land beneath their feet, freedom of speech, and how national resources and responsibility are going to be shifted from this capital to the county.
The Liberian leader decided to inspect what will be his temporary office. He then stopped at the passport division to get a new official passport in commensuration with his new status as head of state of the Republic of Liberia. President George Manawia later received in audience 13 African diplomats accredited near Monrovia. The ambassadors had come to pay a courtesy call on the Liberian leader at his foreign ministry office. President Weah commended the African diplomats for their visit and thanked them for working with Liberia towards the conduct of peaceful, free and credible democratic elections.
Let me say welcome to this office. I just want to state that you have my further cooperation and the best working relationship while you are here.
Straight to doing the people's work, the president left Liberia for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to attend the 30th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union, AU. The 30th Ordinary Session marked President Weah's maiden appearance at the gathering of the Continental Body as the new chief executive of Liberia. The Liberian leader focused on the issue of fighting corruption both at home and on the continent. Back home, the president briefed the media on his trip.
I'm very happy. It's a start. We represented our country well, and I made my statement and spoke about fighting corruption. He was detained, and then I joined my colleagues too. But I think going to Addis Ababa, it was a right decision, even though we know we are engaged here. But the fact that we went there was good.
Though traveling from a distance representing the country, President Weah was set to deliver his first State of the Nation address.
Our economy is broken. Our government is broke. Our currency is in free fall. Inflation is rising. Unemployment is at an unprecedented high, and our foreign reserves are at an all-time low.
Straight into the pro-poor agenda, President George Manawia met with the importers of rice and stepped up efforts to ensure the price of the nation's staple food is substantially reduced and made affordable for ordinary Liberians. With the efforts made by the president, rice importers yielded to his request for a reduction in the price of the nation's staple food. The rice importers announced the reduction in the price of a 25-kilogram bag by $2 US, while the price of a 50-kilogram bag was reduced by $4 US. On the same day, the World Bank Group provided a $25 million budget support grant to the government and expressed commitment to help fund President George Manawia's vision for road connectivity, including a coastal highway. The World Bank Group and the government of Liberia signed the agreement at the home of the president as his office was being prepared.
It is indeed a pleasure for us as the World Bank to be signing this grant for Liberia. The grant amount is 24.7 or about 25 million to support the government in its development activities. As a grant, this will not be repaid. It is for the government to decide on priorities how to utilize these funds.
President George Manawia lauded departing unmanned servicemen and women during a colorful send-off program held at the mission's headquarters in Monrovia. The president applauded the outgoing servicemen and women for their sacrifices and bravery in sustaining the peace in Liberia.
I want to express gratitude to the United Nations mission in Liberia for their long-standing support to our peace and stability. Special recognition goes to you, great men and women of the service who left your family to come to Liberia to help keep the peace. The Liberian people will forever remain grateful to you for your bravery and service to our great nation.
The Liberian chief executive went on to meet with a delegation of the Liberia Business Association, the Patriotic Entrepreneurs of Liberia, the Pinsville Business Association, and petty traders in the C. Cecil Dennis Auditorium at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Monrovia.
If you listen to my speech, Liberia will not be spectator in their own country. And looking around, try to get all of the agencies that are responsible for the country to move forward. So I'm here, I'm going to listen to you all, and then together we'll design a plan how we can move forward. Thank you.
Under Madam Salif's administration, she had instituted a policy relative to the 25% of all government procurement opportunities going to Liberian businesses. However, we would like to not be restricted to a percentage, especially listening to what you said. When you spoke during the inauguration, you did not speak from a point of we gave you 1% or 2%. Instead, you said you people will no longer be spectators. So as good as the 25% is, for which we need to start from, we also would like to see how we can look at other sectors.
Mr. President, if you can see the people on your left here in the right, they are in the red because of the state of our country economy. That's how far we are. You understand? That's the meaning of the red, the state of our economy.
With triggering effects from the meeting with the entrepreneurs, President George Manawia met with representatives of the Liberia Bankers Association. He encouraged the representatives of the Liberia Bankers Association to develop constructive and mutually agreeable conversation in order to improve the processes that will be accommodating to Liberian businesses. President George Manawia met with a delegation of the Health Workers Union of Liberia and commended the health workers for their commitment and sacrifices to the nation and assured them of his continued support aimed at revamping the health sector. President George Manawia commissioned Foreign Minister Benzogan Finlay, Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Twer Jr., and the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs Nathaniel McGill. The Liberian leader saluted the commissioned officials for their roles and called on them to perform their duties with a sense of commitment in a bid to prove their critics wrong.
I will support, uphold, protect defend the Constitution of laws of the Republic of Liberia.
And defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia.
Bear true faith.
Bear true faith.
Allegiance to the Republic.
And allegiance to the Republic.
Will faithfully.
And will faithfully.
Conscientiously. Impartially.
And impartially.
Discharge.
The
duties.
The
function of the office of.
And function of the office of Chief of Staff.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Celebrating his first Armed Forces Day as Commander-in-Chief, President George Manuel Weah promised to build Liberia's first military teaching hospital for the use by the Army and other security forces as well as community dwellers. The Liberian leader made the promise when he spoke at the 61st anniversary of Armed Forces Day. He would go on to start fulfilling his promise in about 3 weeks.
Our men and women in arms require medical attention, have to travel outside the barriers to seek medical care in private clinics and hospitals, where they are given no priority. Meanwhile, the families of our military personnel many times are left to languish in private wards with no attention. And so I say to you, members of the armed forces, I want to inform you that I shall seek funds to build a hospital exclusively for the use of the Army and other security forces. This will be the first ever military hospital built in Liberia. It will be equipped with the most modern facility and will be staffed by highly trained medical personnel. It will also be teaching hospital to train our men and women in arms in all medical disciplines.
The Liberian leader and delegation left the country on Wednesday, February 14, to return on Friday, February 23, 2018. On the first leg, President Weah paid an official visit to Senegal from Wednesday, February 14 to Friday, February 16. The second leg took him to Morocco on a private visit from February 16 to the 20th. President Weah officially visited France February 21 to the 23rd.
Condoléances à leur famille également.
Where it all started, France. 29 years ago,
il m'est agréable de revenir où tout a commencé en France. Il y a plusieurs décennies, j'étais en France. Je me souviens de mon arrivée à Paris, à l'aéroport Charles de Gaulle, un matin très froid, alors que je me rendais à Monaco. Je n'avais dans mon sac que 3 shorts, 3 maillots et une paire de chaussures de foot et un passeport. J'étais perdu dans un nouveau monde.
President George Manuel Weah convened his cabinet meeting where he reiterated the construction of roads, revamping the health and education sectors, and youth empowerment as top priorities of his pro-poor agenda for the country.
I want to tell you that the recovery of the Liberian economy is the primary priority of my government. As member of the cabinet, you are my principal lieutenants. As such, this is not only your challenge and responsibility, it is your sacred duty to assist me with this task. In so doing, I expect you to put the interests of the Liberian people first and foremost. as servants leaders and devise policy and program which will reflect the pro concern of this administration at all times.
President George Manuel Weah received in audience the Canadian ambassador to Liberia, Her Excellency Julie Sholdish. The Canadian envoy was accompanied by Ms. Isabel Menville, the political counselor at the Canadian Embassy accredited to Liberia. The president also received the letters of credence of the new Chinese ambassador accredited to Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Fu Jijong. The Liberian leader officially dedicated the 11th Judicial Circuit Court in Tubman-Brebomi County, joined by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. During the dedicatory ceremony, President Weah called on judicial actors to ensure justice is dispensed fairly, irrespective of gender, creed, or status.
Access to justice is a pro-poor priority. Therefore, the judges should at all times protect our poor people because the court is the only true channel for redress in a democratic form of government. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our court should be used to install transparency and accountability.
Liberia's First Lady, Madame Claire M. Weah, flanked by her husband, President Josh M. Weah, launched the Weah for Clean City campaign on Saturday, March 3, 2018 in the Liberian capital, Monrovia. The official launch of the Weah for Clean City campaign took place at the Rallytime Market on UN Drive in central Monrovia.
Let me welcome you this morning on the Abrakar Talk Show. We intend to look at the budget this morning, so we thought it wise to bring the clear understandings of the President 100 days, and then our audience can be able to make a clear, understandings, and to have a clear understanding of what this president have been doing and what they intend to do in the interest of the Liberian people. So the Abrakar Talk Show is here this morning, well seated. I am Umze Abraham K. Kamara.
We need Nigeria's help to jumpstart our economy. You play a major role in bringing peace to Liberia.
President George Weah met aggrieved students of the A.M. Dogliati College of Medicine and Pharmacy of the University of Liberia. The meeting, held in the C. Cecil Dennis Auditorium, focused on concerns from students regarding delays in the payment of their per diems and the lack of transportation to convey them to and from school. Also meeting the Liberian leader was a two-man delegation from the United Nations Office for Special Projects Services, UNOPS. The UNOPS delegation paid a courtesy call on the Liberian leader at his foreign ministry office in Monrovia. President Weah noted that his goal is to ensure that the implementation of his pro-poor agenda go as far as the last village in Liberia. He said, "Our approach is to ensure that we connect the country and put in facilities that have never been experienced before." On the same day, President George Weah welcomed the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Madam Amina Mohammed, and commended the United Nations mission in Liberia, UNMIL, for its numerous interventions in fostering and maintaining the peace Liberia now enjoys. The President and the diplomat spoke during a media stakeout in the foyer of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
UNMIL has been with us for almost 15 years and now. Not only has this
Some of you may be aspiring to positions of leadership in the political arena, but the question is, why do you want to lead? In Africa, the shortest route to ill-gotten wealth is political leadership. If you want to get wealth without working for it at all, join African politics. My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. Come on, come on.
And let me say once again, this morning we intend to look at the issues of the national budget 2018-2019. This proposed government first national budget has so many flaws. And so the Liberian people want to know whether this proposed government is in the interest of the Liberian people. Has claimed Eugene Falcon also made yesterday. And so we are here to give you a play-by-play description on the issues of our budget.
We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? See, we just tell you that's why we voted you.
We'll ask you to call the numbers on the screen after my presentation. And then you can give your opinions on the issues that are affecting the life of our people. What is it? What is this government priority? Is it they are prioritizing taking more money? Or they want to enrich their asset before the 6 years? And so we'll discuss all of that this morning.
The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs?
Let me welcome you this morning to the Abrakar Talk Show. I am the CEO and the lead host of the Abrakar Talk Show this morning, the 22nd of May, AD 2018. We want to look at few issues before going to the national budget. We want to firstly look at the issues of Eugene Falcon. Insulting the Liberian people, we strongly believed that Minister Eugene Falcon need to be dismissed and dismissed now. To insult the Liberian people, Eugene Falcon made an assertion that he had been in the advocacy for President George Weah for 1 year. That in itself is misleading It's not true. Eugene Falcon was previously supporting Benin Ayuri. Eugene Falcon was a strong supporter of Benin Ayuri. Now, you cannot in no way tell me that the issue of campaign related lasted for 1 year. So that in itself, Eugene Falcon lied on himself that he had been propagating the message and been out of job for good 1 year. That is flawed and it is misleading. We should not be giving a micro inch to such an issue. The next thing that I want to look at here, Eugene Falcon said the issues of the taxes. In the United States, the killing of 10 individuals was connected to terrorist attack. The individual that carried on the shooting was not after the FBI carried on a forensic research. There was no link to what we call terrorists. So there again, Eugene Falcon lied. You see, in a country like Liberia, where you make buffoon to be heroes, where you look at buffoon to be heroes in our country, we need to watch up. If we are not careful, we will be giving positions to individuals that are not worth to be in such a position. Now, the 40 military hospital that Eugene Falcon talked about. Eugene Falcon also talked about the president paying the school fees of key individuals. When it comes to wire. That is flawed. That is misleading. There is in no way, up to now as we speak, the people at Wire has refused to give parents money back because they are saying they have not received the funding from the government. Now leave that and go to the budget. This government said that they are pro-poor. President Weah said they are pro-poor, they are in the interest of our people. So your budget will be a clear manifestation whether you are serious for Liberia to be such a sustainable country when it comes to our agricultural sector. The first thing first is that the budget is discriminatory. If you also look at the budget you have, the government is giving subsidy to Quattington University. And Quattington University is not a private, it's not a public university. That means it's not a government institution. Giving Quattington University a huge amount, that is no problem. But then what happened to UAME? What happened to Stella Marie Polytechnic? The government is yet to explain that. You gave $15 million to the universities of Liberia. That is good. You gave $45 million to the Ministry of Education. But yet you gave $50-some million to Ministry of Finance. For what? We don't know. Now, let's go to the issue. This government, you see, few years, if not few weeks ago, I said on this platform that we should watch out any government that intends to invest in security more than the well-being of the people. That government is not in the interest of vast majorities of the people. Let us go to the issues of security. This government allocated $7 million just for EPS. $7 million for EPS. And this government allocated $5 million to the Ministry of Agriculture. 5 million, 7 million. Now, it will interest you to know that the president office, you have, before going to the president office, the speaker. The speaker is a sedition, Dr. Buffer Chima. Dr. Buffer Chima is a sedition, and also for you to know that Dr. Buffer Chima budget is around $2 million. Now, under the speaker budget, you have fuel and lubricant for vehicle. So the Liberian people will pay for the fuel and lubricant. And so my question is, you say fuel and lubricant for vehicle. You have fuel and lubricant for generator. Why must we be paying a pro-poor government that claim that they are in the interest of the people? Why we should be paying such an amount? Why we should be paying for their generator and also be paying for their fuel, for their vehicle? Now, right here, if we look at the budget, I want us to take a clear look at a budget here. The budget is very clear. The president who claims he is in the interest of the people, the millionaire, the world best, the European best, the African best, the player of the century. That president, let us look at the budget. For renovation of the executive mansion, they put 13 million. But you know one of the things they refuse to do? They refuse to show us in the budget how much was allocated for 2016, 2017, and 2018. They also telling us that this 2018, 2019, they have $13 million for the renovations of the executive mansion. My thing is, you are already seated at the foreign ministry. The renovations of the executive mansion, is it your priority right now? Is it really your priority that you will allocate $13 million for the renovations of the executive mansion? I will really pause. I will pause for 1 minute so someone can tell me what are the renovations allocating 30 million for the renovation of the executive mansion, whether it is really paramount or it is in the interest of our people. However, I want to pause for just a minute and then someone should tell us. Let us leave that. Let us leave that. Under the executive man, under the president budget, the president has humanitarian outreach. You know why they don't want to put the first lady? So they put humanitarian outreach. $1 million for the first lady. This is the first lady. They say humanitarian outreach. But when I contacted the office of the president, they said that is there for the first lady office. Then I laugh. A pro-poor that is in the interest of the people, you put $1 million for outreach. Humanitarian and outreach, $1 million. Compensation of employees. So those that work in the president's office and including the president and everything for 1 year. The budget that they allocated for that is 2,173,820. The salary of the president in the president office and including the president and every other individual. So we get $13 million for the president office. We have $1 million for humanitarian outreach. For the first lady to be going and be sharing. $1 million for that. The government that we claim it is in the interest of the people. That's the government we are talking about. Compensation. Now, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I want you to look at this and get it very clear. Under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf 2016-2013, the salary compensation of employees, you have 1,439,373. Under this proposed administration, you have 2 million. And so you know the sedition they need to be employed. And so the people need to put them on the payroll. If then Nathaniel Maget need to make sure that some of his relatives and somebody, they need to also take the money. Now leave that. Basic salary. So after compensation, then they have basic salary. This government is very much interesting. This government is very much interesting. When we may self-proclaim millionaire president in our country, this is what we experience. We experience issues like this. After you have allocated 2,173,820 for compensation, then you come and say basic salary. And so the basic salary 606,000. 606,000. That one for salary. For the office of the president. So again, the compensation is really high. Then the basic salary or civil servant. People that on civil servant payroll that are working in the president office, they carry 606,000 for the budget. 433. 606,433. Civil servants that are working in the president office. So this is honorarium. That means when somebody comes in the president office, for them to be able to get something, they have $1 million for that. You come in the proper office to come visit the president. And then the president got to give you something. They get 1,318,000. Proper. Don't forget about all other things, goods and services. We need to look around. For goods and services, that means the president go buy stationaries. The president go buy, small thing. Guess how much they put there for that? The people have 5,260,971. That is for goods and services. So the proper goods and services, they get 5 million. So that 5 million is almost equivalent to the budget of Ministry of Agriculture. The people who say we want for Liberia to be able to produce their own food in 4 years. But yet for the president office for goods and services, they have 5 million, almost equivalent to the budget of the Ministry of Agriculture. Then we claim we are in the interest of the people. The president foreign travel. And you know, plane ticket, anytime the president is leaving. Sorry, the software is giving us a little bit, problem this morning. And the presentation need to continue anyway, because what the detractors want to make sure that we be shut down. They can make it because we will continue to say the truth. Foreign travel for the president to leave from Liberia to go to Ghana, go to Niger. And you know, the thing I did this morning, I said, well, let me show the claim. President Salif and President Weah, the two people are closer than ever before. But yet they were enemies in the past. Now, let us just forget about that and go to the issue of foreign travel. For foreign travel, they put 296,417. So all that thing that you can see them doing, that's scheming. But one of the things that I have not seen in this budget, the $10 million that they were passing on Facebook, claiming that it is the money from France, Paris. We never saw it in this budget. What happened to the $10 million? You said France gave it, but we can see it. So the money not come here. Amen. Let us be real. Some of us, when we speak the truth, you say we're looking, we might get a government chance. Eugene Falcon stated yesterday that the government that has spent less than 3 months in office. Eugene Falcon, you lie. The government has spent more than 3 months in office. You blatant lie. Eugene Falcon is a con artist. A con artist. You see, the reason why the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and when you look at the Minister of Information, Eugene Nagbe, I have respect for Eugene. I respect Eugene reason because Eugene don't come in the public glare to behave the way Eugene Falcon have been behaving. Because I posted on my wall last night that I see reason why the Honorable House of Senate never wanted to confront him. The brother went and unfriended me on Facebook. Anyway, I have thousands of followers or friends. And by the way, Eugene Falcon was the one that even sent me friend request. And so if I confirm, and after I posted last night, and you go and unfriend me, what big about that? But now go to the issue. The president foreign travel. Leave from Liberia, go to Congo and other places. The president have 296,417. Now, what will interest you to know that this government is in complete violation of the Maputo Declaration. 10% of the total budget was to be allocated, and Liberia is a signatory to the Mamtu Declaration, that says 10% of African countries should go to food, agricultural sector. Liberia is a first country to be in violation of such a declaration. The president having foreign travel, and in the foreign travel, what was interesting, after we pay, we get money allocated for the foreign travel. The president having foreign travel daily sustainable allowance. Oh my people. And so the president travel will pay for it. So to sustain you in our country, for you to eat and buy sandwiches, we must also pay for that. So in that, they have daily sustainable allowance. They have 200. So they have 155,000. 155,608. So you travel, the Liberian people pay for it. Then your sustainable allowance, we also pay for that. Then the president puts something in the budget they call foreign travel accidental allowance. And so when you travel, to sustain you, we pay for it. Then accidental allowance. They could not give me a clear understanding between sustainable allowance and accidental allowance. Is it when there is a problem or when you encounter accidental issues, unexpected issues? But the people continue to play with the Liberian people. When will we learn? When will the Liberian people actually learn the proper? Look at the way in which things are looking in our country. Look, what is the difference between anybody can go on the internet, download the budget. The president having general allowance, amen, to be wicked to our people. General allowance, the president having 1,477,000. Then they get special allowance, 90,000. So my thing is, what is the difference between general and special? Then you come to sustainable allowance, deadly allowance, sustainable deadly allowance, sustainable travel accidental allowance. I am really confused. I am really confused. You look, special allowance. They put and get 90,000. General allowance, they get 1,477,387 for general. Then you get foreign travel daily sustainable allowance. They put that to 155,680. Then they get travel accidental allowance. They put them to 110,725. I want for someone I am not against President Weah. President Weah is my leader. We must respect him. We must always make the Liberian people understand that leadership is from God. But any leader that is not in the interest of the people, that is there to enrich themselves, that's leader. Days are numbers. Eugene Falcon claimed that they are there for 12 years. It's true. But with this kind of issues, now, what will interest you? Domestic travel. So all that travel the president can be doing in Monrovia, going to Habel, going to places. That is, domestic travel, going Banga and other places. Let us look at the figure, what they put here. $36,029 for going more in 1 year. That's what the president is to spend on domestic travel. 36,000 going to other area. Not even for field though. But that money there, when the president going domestic, the president put it in his pocket. Hey, give me 12,000. Give me 6,000. I'm going Banga. Give me 5,000. I'm going Buchanan. Give me 14,000. I'm going to Buchanan. Retreat. Cabinet retreat is a mere meeting. People making cabinet retreat to look like an achievement. Cabinet retreat is not an achievement. It is something that every government is to do. A retreat is a way of interacting with various ministries and get to know their agenda or get to know what are some of their priorities, so that ministers from other ministries can be able to meet and other assisting ministers can be able to meet in a city to draw a plan of a government. And you call that to be an achievement? They're just looking at the abrakar talk show, go call for meeting for all shareholders to sit and discuss the way. Should that be kind of as a success? We need to be careful here who we give power to. We should not be giving power to people that are not. Look, love cannot be measured. We gave power to Josh Manan Weah on the basis of love. Love cannot be measured. Then I will say myself, I love my country because for the fact that I sit here every morning, I refuse to go to work to go do overtime and sit here every morning to discuss the issue of my country. For the fact that Liberians in the United States are sending hundreds and thousands of dollars back home, they are saying they are in the interest of our people. But I'll go to the budget. Domestic travel. Under domestic travel, the president has domestic travel sustainable allowance. So under foreign travel, they have the same thing. Under foreign travel, the president has sustainable allowance. Under foreign travel, they had that which came out of 155,000. But under domestic travel, sustainable daily allowance. Amen. So foreign travel, sustainable allowance. Domestic travel, sustainable allowance. General allowance. Special allowance. Accidental travel allowance. Both domestic and foreign. Why our people? Why you acting so wicked like that to our people? Why you acting so wicked like that to our people? And guess what? Jowia and the other people, the minister put there, they put 32,720 for domestic sustainable allowance. Electricity. They put charging all to pay the president office for electricity. After general services, after we pay for general services, they come back and say, electricity, we must pay for that. Then what the president can just pull his shoe and his gown, money in there now. Because they think here, I don't understand it. I don't really understand what's going on. And then our people are ignorantly rejoicing. Rejoicing. One of the things that look funny, what they call refuse collection. The president having refuse collection in his budget. Refuse collection in his budget. That comes to 16,000. Refuse collection. What is that? What is refuse collection? 16,000. So in the president office, after the service, the services will pay for all that. They come back, they say we must pay for water and sewer. Water and sewer, we must pay for that one too. Water and sewer, the president, they put 2,723 for 1 year. Water and sewer. After the president office, we have goods and services, which came out of 5 million. Then they come again, they say, electricity. Must pay for electricity. Electricity came out to 20,000 in a year. 20,000. Telephone. Hey, you know, the president got to recharge. I say, politics is good. Free way to make money. The president, telecommunication, internet, post, and carrier. People then can drop the letter. President office. 77,750. In a year time for internet, the president, recharge your phone. Put 5,000 on my phone. I want to call to Japan. 77,000. Which can renovate one of the high school in some of these counties. Internet, is that not supposed to be part and parcel of foreign affairs for the fact that you are situated in foreign affairs? And so you pay for electricity different, foreign affairs also pay for electricity different. You pay for internet different, foreign affairs also pay for internet different. Now take a short break and we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll be taking your call.
Liberia's first transfer of power from a democratically elected president to another in 7 decades took place on January 22, 2018, inaugurating Montserrat County Senator George Weah as the successor of Africa's first elected female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. President Weah then mounted the podium, pronouncing that his government will work in the interest of the ordinary.
Together, we owe our citizens clarity on fundamental issues such as the land beneath their feet, freedom of speech, and how national resources and responsibility are going to be shifted from this capital to the county.
The Liberian leader decided to inspect what will be his temporary office.
You know, it's really confusing. We have special allowance, honorariums. We want to call honorariums. So this government is actually interesting, and the Liberian people need to shine their eyes now. Now let us look at, before going to the phone, let us look at post and telecommunication. They get people there that will count 77,000. 77,750. Refuse collusions or collection, sorry. They get 16,000. 16,000. Fuel and lubricant for vehicle. That means the president's vehicle. I thought all that was also for honor general services. It will interest you to know that they have fuel and lubricant vehicle. For a car, they say fuel and lubricant vehicle. It will interest you to know they put 300,000. Amen. 300,000 for the president fuel. All that car that you can see in a convoy. They're not free. So the more car they are next year, the more the budget will increase, because the budgets don't always decrease so easily. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. They have lubricant fuel. Then they say generator, 275,000. So 25 more thousand for us to be 300, equivalent to the vehicle. 300,000 for the vehicle, 275,000 for the generator. Let's take our very first caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar talk show.
Thank you very much, Brother AB. My name is Prince N. Sharif, and I call you from Maryland. Hello?
Quickly, you live.
Yeah, I listened to your analysis this morning on the budget. And let me say thank you. But I also want to be very quick to erect this checkpoint. That I think you are not doing justice to people who are listening to you, especially those that do not understand what a budget is. The first thing I think you must be able to clarify on this particular medium is that the budget is not a money that's sitting down somewhere that the government going to take in a simple English way to educate your followers, that the government going to take or already sitting down, that the government taking to be able to have a project done.
It's a projection.
But what the government is doing, even that projection, some people will not even understand. Though some of us will understand, but you need to explain it to your people. And the first thing is that this is not an approved budget. That is the second thing these people need to understand. But you are presenting the issue as if, well, this is the money that already in the government hand, and government going to use it and using it on this and using it on that. The first thing is that, my brother,
for the budget to come from the executive, what else kind of flaw?
Let me tell you something. The first thing you must understand is that the executive do the budget in combination with all the other small ministry things. When they finish doing the budget, the executive do it and send it to the House. The House got to look at it item by item. See the other one and say no, the other one, let's take it and put it on the other side. The other money here, 2 more on the other side, let's do it this. So the budget is ongoing in the layman term, what we will refer to as scrutiny, or they are looking at it. They have not even been approved yet. Now, this is what our people need to understand. Some of people have money, enough money that's sitting down that the government. Yes, sir.
Before you continue, don't you think for the fact that the budget came from the executive with such a flawed and huge amount, before it be approved, don't you know? Because during the vice president office, you allocated $2 million. And Joseph Boakai just 2017, 2018, had 1 million and some more. You increase yours to 2 million and some more dollars with huge allowances.
Okay, you know what?
So don't you think it is necessary? Please, don't you think it is necessary before the people approve it? We start talking about it now.
Let me say something, brother. My brother AB. The money that our people used to spend those days, and they will put their shoulder up in the air, get a guinea fowl. It's not the money that we're spending now. I give you a common example, elementary example. The money that you and I pay, even at the level of the university, is not what our children paying now, even in high school. You know that very well. The money that we pay to be able to acquire just high school education is not what our children, you that here, you get family that you're supporting, it's not even what you are paying. It has doubled. What am I saying? When it comes to priority to a certain office, you find out that the economic situation dictates your budget. You now the play where you are. So 10 years ago, the way how you spending your money now, and not the way you were spending 10 years ago. So, your responsibility was not as it is now. So what I'm saying is that
666,000 for stationery, pen and paper and shine.
The first thing we continue to say here that you said, this is just a projection. This is a budget. And you must understand that all of these line items that you see in the budget, and that's only somebody going to take to eat. These are money that is going to be spent to run the government, to run our entire country.
Just for stationery, pen and sheet for 1 year. 666,000.
My brother, the first thing you must be able to look at when you're looking at the money, you must do a breakdown. In a simple man English, you must do a breakdown of what the office use on a daily basis. I can give you an example. I'm not in your studio.
Prince,
I am yes, sir.
Prince, you have 1 more minute. We have
okay. I am not in your studio, but I can tell you now that maybe, for example, you use something like about 10,000 every year, for example, now every year, just for maybe, let's just take for an example for cleaning, 10,000 every year that you use it for cleaning. Now, one thing I want you to understand is that you need your people to understand also this is a budget that is ongoing various process that have not been approved. And with the exception of that, all the things that you're talking, all of these things, they are necessary within the budget because these are what we use to be able to run the country. And the last thing before I can leave the land, I see you struggling with this whole budgeting. My brother, I respect your show, I respect your view. But you know, sometimes when you don't have idea on a particular topic, and that means you need to talk about it. It means you need to bring the expert people in, let them be able to talk. Because your analysis this morning, with all due respect to you, but your analysis this morning is full of flawed and it's full of a whole lot of dangling, and misunderstanding. So I think from my own understanding, you are a very great guy. I believe in your intellectual ability and strength. But when it comes to this area of budget, my brother, I can tell you on the platform for sure, brother, I beg you, they think you're looking at small, from what I see you, looking out for you, I beg you, confusing, so call somebody, let them help you, because they think, it's not easy, brother, yeah, but thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, yeah. Prince is very much interesting. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, bro. My name is Momo Saka.
Momo, the man say I get idea. I know I'm gonna go to special school for budget. Me and I economist. I make it clear. I am a sociologist. I got my first degree in sociologist.
Yeah.
And now I am doing public health as master in public health and public policy to master at the same time. So it's not, for me, budget now, but the thing, you don't need to go to economic school before you understand it. Quickly.
Can I ask you for a favor? Because I tried the finance minister website, the ministry website, and I like it, I could not get it. Can you please show me that link?
Yeah, I will send a link to you right after the show. Or I will call the link while the show is on.
Okay. Back to the issues. My questions, I was listening to you the morning, giving the analysis of the president's office. I want to know, is it a new, does the administration lobby a new 6 things in the office of the president, or that is in full step?
What they did is, this whole budgeting, they went and added some area. If you look at the budget, some area they were unable, like in the area where you have water and sewer. They could not tell us the year 2016, 2017 budget under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf how much was spent. So they put 0. Under their budget, they put, let me see here, they put 2,000. So some of these things are new things that have been added.
Yeah.
Some of it is old, but the figure is high.
For me, I got a little problem with the money allotted for the executive mansion. Because while I do my research, I noted that they have spent over the 12 years, Eddie has spent 32 million on the executive mansion. It's going to be renovated. So for me, for now, the president has given 13 million to rent. We all know every president in the world, their home is the executive mansion. But for me, the disappointment I got with the president is, if you are lobbying for 13 million for executive mansions, you're able to tell the librarian people the parks money, how are used on the executive mansion, what the power leadership do. Are they do a perfect audit and come up with analysis?
Hey, you want to put Joe, we are in problem, eh? You're talking about audit? You want to put Joe, we are in problem, eh?
We have made it part of our citizens, but double-lated business, at least because so the executive mansion is, because everybody knows in the world.
Like what you're saying, the executive mansion, if you look at the budget, I hope you can text me your email address so I can, anyone who wants this budget, please text me your email address right after the show so I can email it to you. Look,
on
the year 2016, 2017, 2018, they were unable, sorry, Prince, Momosaki, 2016, 2017, they put 0. 2017, 2018, they put 0. 2017, 2018 again, they put 0. But for their own, they put $13 million for the renovations of the. So how much was it under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? The librarian people don't know.
Yeah, that's my disappointment about the entire.
But your disappointment is not allowance, basic and special, honorary, general allowance.
We all know in a war, when you are president, the government, the people of that country responsible for you on the daily office.
Okay.
Like in terms of allowance, but for me, my disappointment is
special. Travel and daily sustainable allowance. Accidental allowance. Local, they think here, I don't even say, low other costs. Thank you.
Yeah, so I will text you my email.
Text me your email. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. Look, you see, that's some of the reason why people Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Hey, how you doing? This is Fred Sudan.
Fred, how you doing, Chief?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm trying to be good, though.
Yeah. You know, one thing about this budget, like other people said, the line item in the budget, some of these line items are something that have been happening in the past, and these are all things that past government allocated funds for. But the disappointment about it is that the way some of the figures jump, you know, when there's a jump in figure, I think there's a need for clear explanation. Like if the past government used, let's say for water and sewer, the past government used 2,000, and now you come and increase it to 4,000 or 5,000. It means we should add water costs going up, or because what happens is that the president is still using the same office. If the president was leaving from the foreign affairs, going to the executive mansion, the executive mansion is a big mansion. That is, they're going to use a lot of water because of the capacity of the building. But if Ellen was in the foreign affairs using 2,000, and you come in the addition. So how are you going to be jumping all the figures? And one thing is that there are some slight mistakes within this budget. I think they just forget, or because they thought it's entitlement of the president, and they don't take into consideration the foreign affairs. That takes, for example, water and sewer, electricity, and all those stuff. They are all listed on foreign affairs. So taking into consideration that, oh yeah, the president needs this in the executive mansion, and the owners of this budget might have forgetting that the president is not using the executive mansion, the president is still in the foreign affairs. So whatsoever current is being used by the foreign, because they have one machine, and then electricity is one. Just as electricity is on, LDC is on, the entire building get current. So the president is not using extra machine, and foreign affairs using extra machine, or they don't have different brokers. So what happened here is that I think these are some of the considerations, because one building is not using 3 or 4 different separate electrical power. They're using one. So the reason why you got to put huge allotment for electricity, water, and all those stuff on foreign affairs, and then you put huge allotment on the Ministry of State and Presidential Affairs, I think it's a big conflict thing that people really need. Like when SIBA did analysis on the budget, the people went to the cabinet retreat and told people that, oh, we have a lot of foreign partners in the country, so those agencies that don't have money for programs will hire a consultant that will work with them to do a project so that our foreign partners can be able to buy it. So now they're talking to EU and other things. That's the way we pray in Liberia. Exactly what the ordinary Liberian do. We have no skill, we have no job, we're not intending to go anywhere to find a job, but we're praying to God for us to get our money, to get our daily food and other things that will drive from here. And that is why you draw the budget, they not give money to 21 agency for program, but then you say you're hiring another consultant to pay them money to do a project proposal for international donors to be able to buy it for this entity to run project. How does that work? What if these entities don't buy the project, foreign partners, so that we'll pay these people whole year and we're not doing anything, and then we'll still keep going around the world, say we'll send a project to donors before our line agency operates. So I think people who really work on this budget, there are a lot of mistakes, and I think the next time they should really try. And I keep hearing people saying budget is not a money, budget is not a money. We agree budget is a projection, but every line item I see in the president's budget here will be spent. So based on revenue that have started coming in, they want to withdraw the revenue and use it on this particular item you see. So the president is not just putting this there for formality. These are money that the president office going to withdraw. And
let me hold you right there and tell this guy called Jerry Jensen. I just sent you the budget. So if you want a copy of it, just send me your email on the page, and then I will send it. Jerry Jensen, I just sent you the copy of the budget, so you can look at it and see whether I'm making up my own story or not. Quickly go ahead. We have other call-ups here.
Yeah, so I think we're talking about, because like all these things we talk about that and one of the things is, if you look at the ordinary life, like not just for the US and other countries that we see them and drafting budget, at least the livelihood of the people. If you look at a president using almost 30 to 40,000 for gasoline, how many? They're almost like 90% of the people cannot even afford to buy a gallon of gas a day. So the livelihood of the people is not being reflected in this budget as well. For all we support the CBC for 2 years opposition, I'm a big fan of George. We are really tough. George, we are
stationary.
But I think
pay the sheep 66,000.
The reason saying government is continuity, I think George, we are really proving that no matter what happens, there's no need for change.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you, Chief. And one of the frustrating things is If you were to look at the budget, and you see, I don't know. I want my audience to tell me repair and maintenance of vehicle. Then again, repair and maintenance of missionaries' equipment. Machine and whatsoever. The computer machine and and other thing. To repair it. Who will pay for all of that? Quite interesting. But I thought the people said George Weah was rich. So you are rich. I thought you would come and reduce all these things. But you come and increase it. Then you say we should not talk. If you look at me, I am friendly with this government. But one thing that I will not do, I will not go and defend you in a way wherein when I get in the street, people will start pointing finger at me. Look, I was struggling in Liberia and I survived. Now the people there, Eugene Facon, who almost died with hunger, the man won his appointment when the Senate did not confirm him almost some weeks after a confirmation hearing. The man was on social media begging. He was on his political bended knees, begging for the Senate to confirm him. Eugene claimed that he is sophisticated. Eugene, you are not. You don't understand the Liberian politics. Who told you getting in the street and insulting people on social media? That's the way a minister is supposed to behave. Who told you that? Eugene, you talk about the military hospital. This government 100 days in office cannot be equivalent to Julius Maada Bio from Sierra Leone 3 weeks. You claim of 14 military hospital. Why is it? They have not even reached the roof level. The children's school fee you talk about. Up to now, WAEC have refused to reimburse the parent because they are saying they have not received the funding from the government yet. And then you go to Grand Master County, you claim that you are going to go take picture. All day they were taking picture. It's a good thing to take pictures, to tell her what kind of clothes you're wearing. If some of us were being on Facebook to advertise material that we buy, then by now I get more than 5,000 pictures on Facebook. But because I've not been doing that, I have about 300 to 400 pictures from our struggle days to present. You want for the life of the people to be improved, then you present budget like this to the Liberian people. And then you claim you are in the interest. You claim that the president is a millionaire. You claim that the president has sufficient funds. Let us look at compete. The president put here in the budget repair and maintenance, mechanical equipment. So my question is, missionary equipment, machines, and other, is computer not part of that? I want for somebody to tell me, is computer not a machine? But it will interest you to know that they have $25,777. They have that for repair, maintenance, and missionaries. They have 25,700 and so on. But then coming down to at 200, you get computer supply and IT services. computer supplies and IT services. IT is not there to look at the computer to something. It's not that not part of the machine. But it will interest you to know that they put 28,662. Just stop playing with the Liberian people. Look, if this president Mzee, I want President Weah to succeed, but on the 14th, very soon the Liberian people will soon get fed up. Very soon the Liberian people will soon get fed up. Very soon. Look, this budget is a complete joke. Some of those items need to be deleted. The computer process send it to the trash can. Recycle bin. Look, it will interest you to know they have printing, banner and publication services. Printing and banner publication services. 100,000. Then the president have consultancy services. For someone to advise the president, you know, this country, you have a lot of rebel around you. You have a lot of president killer around you. And so you need to care. For someone to advise the president, because consultancy is a complete advisory role. The president also has 580,000 for consultancy. But under Ellen Johnson Sally, it was 367,000. The president can straight 580,000 for consultancy. Special presidential project, 550,000. So every year, 550,000, maybe it will increase for special projects for the president. Presidential projects. So the president going to Gibraltar, and that's something he is doing out of his pocket. That is Liberian money. The president going to Gibraltar to go spend money. To say, oh, let me zing the people. That is Liberian money. That is Liberian people money, yeah.
Some of you may be into positions of leadership.
Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133.
You want to leave.
Like I said, you want a copy of this budget, I will give you the link. If not, just send me your email address.
Is politically,
and I will be able to send you.
If you want to get wealth without working for it at all, join African politics.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the problem. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you.
go on. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to.
I continue to say that for some of us, I am not boasting. When someone asks me what have been my contribution to the growth and development of Liberia. Look, you don't know me. I told Eugene last night that he is a political dwarf. He is a complete dwarf to me, Umze. Because you don't understand anything. What have I done? When I returned from the People's Republic of China, when I returned from China, I started helping the University of Liberia. For the matter of fact, the records are there. I taught Chinese free of charge for 2 semesters. Free. I also served as TA to the history department under Prof. Platt, making a presentations of African history, European and South African history. It did not take no time. Through the President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and my former boss, Chief Zanza, I was appointed to serve as youth chairman for the Republic of Liberia National Traditional Council for 2 years. I personally, I have 5 persons that I was to make my office staff. Guess who I sent to the government? I sent comrades from the universities of Liberia. Not my relative. Dar Plato, the former Secretary General of the University of Liberia. He's still living. He's still on Facebook. Calvin Summer, Alliance Dar Plato, was my special assistant. In no time, I told Ellie, Abraham, I had car assigned to me, and I go in job. I say I want to remain in Liberia. When the president called us that evening and said she wanted to meet with us because the Liberian people have gone against Mary Brown. In the president's office that evening, 5. I was the only youngest man sitting in the midst of the president. And Ellen know me. Right there, I told Ellen, I said, I want to travel. I want to leave the country and advance myself. Ellen said, you have to talk to your boss. I talked to my boss. In no time. In no time. Go on my page and look at my pictures. I don't boast. That dual citizenship that they've been talking about long ago. And it's good that my witnesses are all around. Some of them are even government officials. People that we train. The EPA boss, the deputy director for EPA, Randall Dubayu, was the one that some of us recruited to join us in the struggle. When we're talking about making sure the Liberian dual citizenship movement that presented on behalf of Liberian living outside of Liberia, I was the founder of that movement. Because I founded that movement, I never wanted to be the chair. So I was the co-chair. We petitioned the House of Senate. Councillor Name is a living witness. So the issue of dual citizenship or wire dream, we presented the count for Liberian to see reasons. Our advocacy never just started today. So get some respect for us, you Eugene Falcon. When we started knowing about you, you get 3 AA degree. Then you say you sophisticated. Then you say you really sophisticated. Why are you wasting your time to go have 3 AA? You could have gone to go get your master if not. Some of us, we are not people that sit to boast. But this budget, the budget is flooded. It's a complete mess. People will not love me to say that. Even you go on my Facebook, I am so close. I am so close to the Minister of Agriculture, the Deputy Minister for Economic Management, and Minister of Finance. I'm so close to them. I told them, I said, I have to speak on this issue. They said, yeah, it is your opinion. Go on, that cannot support the friendship between us. Check on my picture on my wall, my background pictures. My background pictures, you will see me and Emmanuel and that of the 2 ministers. Talk to this caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you? Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Okay, this is Len Duo calling from Philadelphia.
We'll get to the issue, Chief.
Okay, first of all, I just want to make a little comment. Before commenting on the budget, the caller Prince who said the discussant do not know about budget, so he shouldn't discuss budget. But I think budget project figure, and CDC have made us to understand from the beginning of the election till now they still do not understand the interpretation of numbers. So when people come to point out their last I relate to what is unfolding in the government, they say, oh, you don't need to discuss, you don't know, you should leave it. And they are in error, and they will continue to be in error as we know that their president have a 4G educational credential or qualification, so it's most of them, that's why they don't see the reality. On the issue of the budget, my own frustration has to do with the 2 seats that left vacant for the president and that of the vice president. Up to present, they said they have budget was already made, they have budget reforecast where they could put in allotment for the re-election of their seats so that we can have that gap filled out so that the House can be in total representation of the Liberian people will be represented and they will be heard. But up to now, they refuse to have fair election to go on ground that the election commission budget was so high. So I think this government should desist from the issue of running away from the reality to help and counter what they say they came to do for the Liberian people to cater to the poor people. The people in Liberia are suffering, the U.S. rate is going up. We have people in the educational sector that have been strangulated with wire feet. We have so many things happening that we are seeing reason to divert from the so-called ideology of those criminals he has surrounded around him, giving him wrong advice like Yugu Falcon, who claim he's sophisticated, and we know fully well that associate degree is so-called equivalent to upgraded high school. Then he starts attacking people on the air. Let them discuss the issue. If they are laughing, we know government can be big for some people. If you're falling, call some people in, listen to the voice of other people, and leave from the old ways to come to the new ways so that you will help the country. Liberia need us all. We know they have the time to move forward. It is our time to remain from the critical point of view, to criticize, to critique, to point out those things that they are not doing right, but equally so, they should see it as a point of moving the country forward and not to always go down the drain that Africa will not be looked at. We are not capable always of leading ourselves.
Thank you, Chief. What will also interest you to know this morning, in the budget, after the president put presidential services, and then they put special operation services. Special operation services. Then the president have celebration, commemoration, and state visit. The president put 582,592. What is that? Hey, man. Let us be real. Allocating such money. But Honor Ellie, somebody said I should also call the Emma. Honor Ellie had 330,000. But Honor George Manan, we are celebration, commemoration, and state visit. The president get 582,592. What is the difference between commemoration and state visit, and foreign travel, domestic travel, special allowance, general allowances, general and accidental allowance, domestic, sustainable allowance, all kind of small. And you put all this money together, everything about the president. But I'm surprised that the president also gets special operation services, consultancy. Look, this budget is a complete mess, and this budget needs to be sent to a committee room for a serious overview. Sorry, by you saying that we are not economists, I don't have interest in becoming one. I have interest in becoming one of the best public policy maker in my country, and someone who have key interest in public health. And that's what I am interested in. And so, those that want to do public administration, at the same time you do accounting, then you go do the other one, you don't have specific area of specialization. It's not me. Okay? So get that one clear. You don't need to go get a CPA certificate before you understand budget. Alright? You don't need to go to one of those schools around here before you be able to understand the budget. Let that be clear. And that's why John Molu even took people that were in Science College to be auditor. John Molu said to be an auditor, you don't need to be an accountant. You don't need to be someone who did an accountant or economics. We saw John Molu taking people from the biology college, the science department. Josie William, the former president from the University of Liberia Student Union. He was recruited by John Molu, but today the man is a medical doctor. We're talking some and people come in and say, "Oh, AB, oh the AB man, oh yeah." For me, I am critical.
Some of you may be aspiring to positions of leadership
My
in the
country is the only countries that we must speak of.
Want to lead
before we go.
In Africa,
has few individual here.
The shortest route to ill-gotten wealth is political leadership. If you want to get wealth without working for it.
Let me recognize Loretta, my own sister there, all the way from Europe. Loretta, we appreciate you sharing the page and doing everything. The next person on my line, Monella Keita. Madam Keita, good morning.
Okay, let's go.
We appreciate your time, taking out your special time to be here on this platform. We don't intend to know it all. We are not experts. We are not even journalists. But let's say sorry to those who feel that we have insulted them, but knowing fully well that we don't insult people. And so for us, this Abrakar Talk Show, we are here to bring sense to the issues, to discuss issues that are paramount to the growth and development of our country.
We tire with the promises.
And so, Madam Keita, we appreciate your time as well.
We tire with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens?
Prince, we also appreciate your time.
Why we
Let's take our last caller and then caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Good morning, Brother Abraham.
Good morning, man. How are you doing?
Called Keita, and I'm calling from New Jersey.
Man, go ahead.
Yeah, this budget mess. I really want to address Prince Salif. Prince is saying that you have no idea in the topic, you have no idea about the budget. But you see, Brother Prince Salif, this thing you guys doing, you're going down in record. The future will hold your feet to the fire. I mean, even if you love somebody, when the person make a mess or when the person is wrong, try to correct the person. Nobody needs an accounting degree or an economic degree to understand budget. Once you went to school, even with high school knowledge, you already have insight into what a budget is. The budget cannot be so fluctuant. Like, people try to put money into it to say, oh, the government are corrupt, but it's basically clear that you guys are, are corrupt. And then you want to back it. Eddie was corrupt. CDC promised to change. The people voted for you on grounds to change the whole situation. And then every time people criticize, they say, whatever, Eddie, who was doing it, what you did, because we expect you to be better. We expect you to do better than Eddie. That's why you came to bring the change.
But you saw all that you said you wanted to be president. You saw Ellen was corrupt. You say, oh, I want to take over to face the mess. Then we give it to you now, then you double the mess?
They triple the mess. It's not even double. You see, they triple the mess. And then their so-called spokesman, Eugene Fakun. I don't even want to call his name because it's like you even giving him credit by calling his name. To think that we Liberians, we are just a bunch of ignorant fools. Why you just say that anybody come up and say anything they want to say to you? That is wrong. You should have some form of respect for the people who pay you. You should have respect for the people who you couldn't afford a damn thing in this country. You went to Liberia to work and they are feeding you. You can't be that arrogant. So I don't understand the whole thing. Gas prices up in America. Yeah, gas prices were up in America 2 weeks ago. Right now it's trading down. If the gas prices is being Liberia trading down, the gas prices are trading down. So when they're comparing their economy or their hardship to the people developed country, I don't know what they be talking about. How can you be so open about stealing? How can you be so open about stealing?
Look, The budget has a lot of flaw to the extent that I just saw this one under the President, Ministry of State of Presidential Affairs. Food and catering services, they put 180,000.
But see, and the thing is, they don't even prioritize what we need right now. Because they do not understand governance. They don't understand what a government is. You can't have the usually faculty when bring work when people are dying. What are you doing about the pregnant women who are dying? What are you doing? Is it because you have the money to go to India or Ghana or Europe for medical treatment? What about the masses who cannot even afford paracetamol? What are you doing? What are you putting in place? I mean, how can you say the government is doing well or the decisions they are taking is correct? How can you say that when we have a city, you won't build a new city? That other city is in a slum. We have a hospital, failing hospitals, but you won't build a new hospital. What sense does it make? And all of them that are saying or backing this government, you know, that to him there was a guy who used to steal. Every time he bring in a man praising, when they were ready to kill him, he said, "You call my man for me." And they brought build a man here or say, "Man, if you are going to tell me this thing will not go, I will not be dying today." And I see thing George we will do to all the things tomorrow. Then George we will fall off because he will say, all the things I was doing, you knew it will not go for you, was praising me. So my brother, thank you for the show.
Thank you, man. We missed another caller. So we will wait on that while we wait for our very last caller, and we hope that it can be the female because we'll really appreciate more female to call. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
I'm calling from Trenton, New Jersey. My name is Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, Josh. You say your name, Josh? Thank you.
I said my name is George Barney. Yeah. I just want to make my short comment. I know you're going with time. Like what you're saying, thank you for doing this for our Liberian community. And don't listen to those people who come in here talking about all type of stuff. Because some of their family members are not feeling the weight of that government. Like one of my friends just called me from Liberia last night. A little girl got sick. I think she got sick almost to death. They took her to JFK. There is no equipment. The doctor had the girl lying down. As we talk now, they are requesting $170, but they can't even afford it, and the doctor refused. And they don't even have the equipment. And this is a country that they said the president visited the hospital to show formality. But the problem, I'm not going to blame these political cartel of Liberia. I'm going to blame us Liberian people because we do not think. And a country where the masses do not think, the low mentality think or flourish. And that's the problem. And we don't want to be honest with ourselves. These people don't think. So it's easy. Luigi Facon sitting down on social media with unaware on him. It shows that they don't take the Liberians serious. And I don't blame them. Because Liberians don't have value system. They do not appoint people who have value system. They do not look at people's record. They just put anybody there. And these people are destroying our future, our children, our brothers and sisters' future. Some of us, if it had not been for America, our future would be destroying Liberia.
Yeah, my brother. What else you expect? The same Liberian people. I mean, no, for me, I'm doing this because of my passion for country, and all of you coming here on the show because of Liberia. But the Liberian people went to the ballot. They say they want somebody that know both. And they say you not know both, you know both. We'll vote for you. We went again. We say you came at mine, you came at mine. We'll vote for you. One born soldier. So we'll continue to just be making mistakes.
It's sad, great man. It's very sad. I'm very proud of you. I've listened to your show. People here, they're not trying to understand whether you can read a budget or you don't read it. It's not this problem. Imagine doing early justice.
I'm looking at Eugene Falcon, who says he's a political scientist. who have three masters. Me, I am clear. I went to the university. I went to the University of Science and Technology in China, in Hunan Province, in Changsha City. So my own, I come here to Canada to say, oh yes, indeed, I am political scientist, and which of course I am not. Liberian people, we find pleasures in glorifying buffoons.
Exactly. And you know, I watch your show. People may say, "What are you doing?" But let me tell you, I say a success is not at the end result, but a program. What you are doing here is a success because it's not everybody that creating the platform discussing these uncomfortable topics. Everybody just comfortable. But the problem of Liberia, we have a mediocrity mentality. So we are quick to be fooled by small development. Being busy, it doesn't mean you are productive. Every day they are breaking ground. We're not seeing no productivity. They are just busy. One of the honorable is sick, which I respect. May God bless her and recover back. But they flew her to India. Some of these people, their kids are in America. For example, Georgia, the government is an ecocentric government. It's all about them. For example, Georgia came, his first target was to do dual citizen. Why? Liberia are happy, dual citizen. I'm not against dual citizen, but Georgia did this for the interest of his wife and his kids because they are not citizen for Liberia.
But this is the first time that the entire family of the first family of a sitting government, a sitting president to be foreigner in our country history. All of the members of the first family are foreigners. But anyway, thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? Some of you may...
Trust me, if this morning presentation was not better, we will definitely make it better for you tomorrow morning. I am student. I am a Liberian.
Shortest route to...
I myself sometimes I make errors. And so for the president making errors, we are asking the president to make the necessary correction now.
Politics.
We are human. We are entitled to make error. No man is an island. And so for the fact that he is there for 6 years and his first budget is like this, back with flaw, that is the reason why Eugene Falconet cannot come and defend this budget. And if you want to defend this budget, the studio is open to you if you are around Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia. I will text you the address. You will be welcome for you to come here, flesh and blood, so we can debate the issue.
The people who are so, the people lie to us.
I am your Leo and CEO of the Abrakar Talk Show, Umze Abraham K. Kamara. Coming to you live from the state of Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. This morning we have been discussing the issues of the budget, specifically agricultural, educational sector, and the president himself, his budget. How much was allocated for the president and all the small things. They say that proper, but we can't even see the trickle-down effects on the Liberian people. When gas price is going to 520, and while the U.S. price is weighing high here, rice price have gone extremely high, like the price of the G string. And so let me say thank you to all of our viewers, all those that are our fans. Remember that our anniversary is coming. We are not taking any more call, I'm sorry to say. And so that's how we go home this morning.
My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric.
So if you want copy of the budget, go down below. Put your email address, like what Mr. Wilson did. I will definitely send it to you in the next 5 minutes.
Show your intention to the nation. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them forever.
la yume olede. Papato, bajato, you papato, la yume olede.